Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It's October 10th, 2024. Sadly, it's the kill date for the month. And again, I'll explain why once a month there's a date that we have circled for the kill date. And in today's headlines is the death of Ethel Kennedy, the widow of Robert Kennedy, who was assassinated and died June 6, 1968. What makes the kill date is numerology. If you take the date and add it as numbers, October 10th, 2024, 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 24 is 64. There's an abbreviated path where it's just 10 plus 10 plus 24, which equates to 44. There's a life lesson number path where it's 10 plus 10 plus the year as individual digits, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. So you have these numbers 64, 44, and 28, and they correspond with the gematria of kill. Again, if you're new here, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words is gematria, and it's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. Now, again, her husband was RFK. You have RFK Jr., who's now teamed up with Trump. But notice, she's died on a Thursday as well. And, of course, JFK was number 35, killed at age 46 on Interstate 35. Notice how Catholic and Thursday overlap. He was the nation's first Catholic president, number 35. Joe Biden is the nation's second Catholic president. Remember, he lost his son at age 46, and then he was elected exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday and inaugurated 35 days from the Pope's birthday, all things we called out more than a year before it happened, how we saw the rigged selection would take place. But notice how also RFK has that 35 and 46. Remember, gun control equals 139. This nation got its first gun control legislation 139 days after he died. But a very fateful number is 38. And she has died 38 weeks and 1 day after her son's birthday, RFK Jr., who was running for president before he teamed up with Trump by the numbers. Remember, he teamed up with Trump on the 220th day of his age when John Trump equals 220, and Inauguration Day is 220 days from Trump's birthday. But the 38 weeks later matters because death, murder, killing, RIP, they all equate to 38. So does the word stroke, and they're saying she's passed from a stroke. Once again, RFK, who died in 68, has a November 20th birthday, just like Joe Biden. We're coming up on that day. That's 41 days from now, like USA equates to 41. Again, the Jesuit suppression lasted 41 years. 41's the 13th prime, going with this land being the land of 13 stripes, and it goes with the Kennedys being Jesuit educated. But notice how from Joe Biden's last birthday to this death is 325 days later. Joseph Robinette Biden equates to 325. So does Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Again, they have their headquarters in D.C. Their rites were written by Jesuit priests. The top degrees of the Scottish Rite are 31, 32, and 33. If you sum those together, they equate to 96, like her year of passing. You'll notice Ethel Kennedy does have that gematria of 56, like Washington, D.C., like Society of Jesus. To add to the list, the plural Freemasons is also 56. Her birthday stands out, April 11th, 411. Remember, JFK was supposedly shot from 411 Elm Street years after the Andy Griffith episode that came out on Christmas Day about a bootlegging family getting busted at 411 Elm Street. And remember, Christmas is 1225, where the number 1225 has a square root of 35. That episode came out in 1961, the year that JFK became president, took office. And that's also the year Obama was born, and Obama did put the Presidential Medal of Freedom around Ethel Kennedy's neck. Whole nother subject. Notice from the anniversary of her marriage to RFK, June 17th, to the death is 115 days later. This year was the 74th anniversary of their marriage. See how Killing, Masonic, Lucifer, they're all 74 and 115. Albert Pike, his text Morals and Dogma, they consider it the Masonic Bible. It venerates Lucifer, the light bringer. To the occult, light is knowledge. Lucifer brought knowledge. The practice of coding numbers into words is part of this Kabbalistic knowledge. Stroke also equates to 74. And don't forget, 3 of the first 5 presidents died on 7/4, when Holiday and Independence Day equate to 74 as well. And the 2 that died together on the same day, Jefferson and Adams, they both warned about the Jesuits. And then 1,826 days later, Monroe, who had a beef with the Catholic Church, also died on 7/4. Jefferson and Adams, 7/4/1826, and then 1,826 days later, Monroe on 7/4. The Ides of March to remember the killing of Caesar on the 74th day of the year. Stabbing also equates to 74, like Caesar was stabbed. That goes back to Rome. Roman also equates to 74, as does Holy Roman Empire. As does Oswald, who was blamed for the killing of Kennedy. For the record, that episode where the bootlegging family, like the Kennedys were a bootlegging family, get busted at 411 Elm Street, similar to her 411 birthday, that came out 144 days after Obama's birthday. Remember, RFK died at 1:44 a.m. JFK died 144 days from meeting with the Pope. RFK Jr. officially got in the race 144 days after the Superior General's birthday, filing his paperwork on April 5th, 2023, 4-5, before eventually aligning with number 45 shortly after the Trump assassination scare, which came 45 days after JFK's birthday anniversary. And let's not forget, JFK is born on May 29th, the 149th day of the year, which is the 35th prime. All mathematics. The second Trump scare on September 15th, 68 days before the JFK assassination anniversary, when golf equals 68, and that happened on 68 date numerology, like Donald John Trump equals 68. We're about to talk about how Ethel Kennedy's dead 68 days before the Pope's birthday. But notice, from the day that RFK Jr. filed his paperwork to run for president to his mother's death, 555 days. Should remind you, the Washington Monument, the first president, is 555 feet tall, or named after the first president. It sits across from the Pentagon, which has 5 sides, 5 floors above ground, a 5-acre court in the middle. 5 is associated with the satanic. The 5th and highest degree of the Church of Satan is mega. Obama joked on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan, April 30th, 2011, at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with Trump in attendance, that Trump would become number 45. That was also 45 days before Trump's birthday, June 14th. This Kennedy has died 33 days before the Superior General's birthday. Kennedy equals 33. And I should mention, Kennedy curse equates to 144, like Jesuit order. Again, like RFK dying at 1:44 in the morning, and JFK dying 144 days from the Pope, shortly after the death of his infant child, who died on August 9th, the day leaving 144 days left in the year. But as you can see, Kennedy, Masonry, Federal Secrecy Order, they're all 33. The Jesuits are the fathers of modern Freemasonry. 33 days before the leader of the Jesuits' birthday, and again, 68 days before the Pope's birthday. Their birthdays are 35 days apart, the Pope and the Superior General. But Catholicism, solar system, mathematics, again in the 16th century, the calendar, the English language standardizes a 26-letter alphabet, the heliocentric model, a system setup. Speaking of the 26 letters, I nearly forgot. She's dead 26 weeks after her birthday. Ethel Kennedy's died exactly 26 weeks after her birthday, and 26 days before the election. 26, a number that represents God, and the cabal plays God. This comes right after an act of weather warfare, which came right after another act of weather warfare, Milton, and prior to that, Helene, which formed on the anniversary of JFK's weather control speech to the United Nations. But yeah, Mom, if you're out there, the Kennedys are not the saviors. My mom thinks RFK somehow is going to end up saving us. They are part of this cabal. And cognitive dissonance is the thing that everyone suffers from. Everybody who's been indoctrinated by this system, my mother included, they have to have some false hero, some false savior to believe in. They trust in these false saviors propped up on the world stage more than they trust in their own family. RFK Jr. has now sacrificed his wife, just like Trump and Biden have. And I would say his mother. She's lucky she got to live to be 96. There's also rumors that RFK Jr.'s wife is leaving him right now. the one who portrayed Larry David's wife on Curb Your Enthusiasm on the Jesuit-run network, where they love to do the 201 shout-outs. Forget Jerry Seinfeld's another 201 like the Jesuit order. And again, RFK Jr., I mean, when he had the anti-mandate march or gathering in D.C., he had to do it on Georgetown's birthday of all days. He had to file his paperwork in a ritual that paid tribute to his dead father, synced with the Superior General. He had to give his first speech running for office on April 19th, the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola becoming the first Superior General. Remember, Ignatius of Loyola equals 201, like the Jesuit order, like Jorge Mario Bergoglio, that's Pope Francis's name. The Jesuits from France, the last French Pope, the 201st. Again, Pope Francis, the first living sweet 201 at the Vatican. Beau Biden dead 201 days before the Pope's birthday on May 30th. Back when he was 46. The same Jesuit priest who did the funeral for Beau did the inauguration for Joe. That was Leo Jeremiah O'Donovan, whose name equals 201, former head of Georgetown. Inauguration day is 20/1, the 201st day of the nation's age. The Jesuits moved it to that date, just like how the Jesuit strongholds D.C., where they moved the capital to. Trump's ex-wife falls down the stairs and dies exactly 60 weeks into the first Jesuit Ignatian year, the same day he says he'll run in the next election, which is the 60th, when his name Donald Trump equals 60. And then he buries her on the 201st day of the year, 45 years after they got married. Remember, the founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey, died 201 days from his birthday, and also 201 days from the sitting Pope's birthday at the time, Pope John Paul II. Who do you think's behind the church? Church of Satan equals 56 like Society of Jesus like Washington, D.C. All of these people are wicked. They all play their part on the stage. And just like when you watch a movie, there's some characters you like more than others. For anyone with a brain, RFK Jr. is a lot more likable character. But he's still a character in this Jesuit plot, this Jesuit script. And at the end of the day, he's only saying so much. He's keeping his lips zipped on a lot of things that matter even more than the things he does talk about, like the kind of things we cover on this channel. R.I.P. to Ethel Kennedy. Till next time, True Seeker.